it is official now that Sunil Jakhar is joining the BJP, and his joining the BJP comes just a couple of days after he had his what he calls Mann Ki Baat, and that Mann Ki Baat was held bang in the middle of the Chintan Shivir. You know, it's very interesting because Sunil Jakhar was someone who was handpicked by Rahul Gandhi. I remember when in Ludhiana, Rahul Gandhi had landed, and there he had actually, announced Charanjit Singh Channi as the CM face of the Congress party, sitting beside him. And in fact, the one who drove him really to the airport, received him from the airport, was Sunil Jakhar. Now, Sunil Jakhar, just to get a backdrop, is the son of Balram Jakhar, one of the long-standing speakers and a veteran Congress leader. And Sunil Jakhar is of course very suave, a Hindu face, a Jat Hindu face from Punjab. And remember when Captain Amrinder Singh was being replaced, his was one of the names which are actually coming up as a possible chief minister. But of course he lost out in the race, and Channi was chosen as the stopgap CM, and he eventually became the CM face for the Congress party. Sunil Jakhar never forgot that. I mean, he always made the point that, the reason why I lost out was because I was a Hindu. And this he said in the middle of the election campaign, and he was of course a campaign committee head, and that didn't go down very well with the top Congress leadership, because they felt that why are you playing the Hindu Jat Sikh card in a state like Punjab when it doesn't really matter. Second, if you are the campaign committee chief and you start making these kind of noises or voices, it's actually going to boomerang on the party, which is why it came as no surprise that after the electoral results, when the stop taking was taking place, he was among the many who is actually facing disciplinary note. And that is what point he made when he did his Mann Ki Baat during the Chintan Shivir. He said, why me? Why should there not be a disciplinary action against those who actually harm the party? He of course made a reference to Ambika Soni by calling her the auntie who's based in Punjab. He made the point that, she was the one who said no to me becoming the chief minister. She said no to a Hindu face being made the chief minister, and therefore this is something which the Hindus of Punjab and across the country will never forget. He said कि it's okay that you have turned your back to me, but जिस तरह से आपने किया वो आपने सही नहीं किया. Doesn't matter if you take a long time in taking decisions, but at least the decisions you take should be the correct decisions. And what is on that note that Sunil Jakhar said goodbye and good luck to the Congress party, and of course now he hops across to the BJP. How does it help the BJP? Very quickly, the BJP, we know, for example, doesn't have much of a base in Punjab. But what BJP started looking at is the next Lok Sabha elections, where it certainly wants to up its tally. A Hindu face, a suave face, someone who has been the former PCC chief, and they are going to use this narrative that, how the Hindus are being sidelined in Punjab, and how someone who is from Punjab, whose family has been there for more than 3 generations, as he himself pointed out, has completely been sidelined. So when they have younger faces, when they have some of the seniors, they have Hindu faces, a mix, articulate, it helps the BJP's cause. Of course, apart from this is the fact that hitting out at the Congress party, making the point they never value their people. For the Congress party, well, they're going to say it's not much of a loss, because they're going to say, look, this is what happens. They don't go because of any principle. They only go because they want to look at greener pastures, they want to look at better opportunities, and therefore they have no principles and there's no place for them. But in a larger perspective, what does it look? It looks at people in whom Rahul Gandhi had faith in. For example, when Rahul Gandhi publicly says that he's my guru and I learn a lot about Punjab from him, it now raises a question, party, is the Congress party and the Gandhis, but specifically Rahul Gandhi, even capable of keeping the people together? So that sums up the importance of the exit of Sunil Jakhar.